Hey everyone, it's Ryan here. I am back with predictions for WWE Fastlane 2018. I am working for till midnight tonight, so I will be making a stream for my WWE 2K18 versions of these predictions about midnight when I get back. It should last about 45 minutes. Um, but it'll pretty much be the same as this one. I thought I'd get this out now so that way you have my predictions before the actual event starts. So we've got 6 matches that are going on. We've got Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalia and Carmella in a tag team match, just a regular tag team match, I guess for the sake of wrestling. I'm going to go with Becky Lynch and Naomi. Again, there's not really much of a story to this one because the women's championship situation, which I'll explain later on, that's how Becky Lynch and Naomi are sort of Natalia and Carmella have just sort of been there, I guess. So I'm going with Becky Lynch and Naomi for this one. We've got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev in a singles match. It's kind of obvious Shinsuke's going to win. It's pretty much what they do all the time with the Royal Rumble winner, that being Shinsuke, is they'll have some form of match. Again, there's no build up for this one. It's just happening. But it's literally just to build them up for WrestleMania. Shinsuke will beat Rusev. Um, yeah, that's all I've got. They've literally got 2 matches where there's no build to it, which is a bit odd, especially with one being your Royal Rumble winner. But yeah, we've got Shinsuke to win this one. We've got Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott with Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan in the corner for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Um, so the way they've built this up is they've had Becky Lynch and Naomi sort of helping Charlotte to fight off the Riott Squad, sort of even it out. Um, and then Charlotte's been slowly getting through them. Like Ruby Riott's been beat Becky Lynch and Naomi. Charlotte's beat Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, which is like the ideal way to build a feud. They've been facing off against each other. They've been in tag matches together. So from that, Becky Lynch and then Naomi sort of then went off to themselves, which is what the weird thing is. They're now going after Natalia and Carmella for some reason. Um, yeah, I've got Charlotte to retain with this one. It's definitely too early for Ruby Riott to be winning the title, and with it being WrestleMania season, it's the best scenario to have Charlotte go into WrestleMania as a champion. I think, yes, it'll be the second time she's gone as champion because first time was 32, where they swapped the Divas title for the women's title. 33, she was competing for the Raw Women's title, and then 34, she is now going to be defending it either against Asuka or Ronda Rousey. I have a feeling Asuka's going to jump ship uh, because Ronda Rousey's been contracted to Raw, so it would seem a bit odd if they're doing this whole build up on Raw, and now that she's actually in the tag match WrestleMania. I see Asuka going over to SmackDown, so it'll be Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, I think. We've got the Usos defending against the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. I think this is probably like the 8th time in just as many months. But unlike most of the others, I'm not complaining about this one because the Usos and the New Day have restored my faith in the tag team division. Uh, like a couple of years ago, I was starting to lose interest because there was last year I was starting to lose interest because there was a lack of tag teams. There's now like 4 on each side. Like uh, what they've got going on with the Raw one with Sheamus and Cesaro, literally they're the bad guys, but they've got the like they're proving the biggest point possible is there's barely anyone to fight them because they beat all of them. They beat Titus Worldwide, they beat the Revival, they beat the Hardy Boys, who obviously Jeff's out injured now, and I genuinely can't think of any other tag teams that are on Raw. Like that's literally how bad it is because basically every other tag team is now splitting up. Same with SmackDown. You got Usos, New Day, the Bludgeon Brothers. I feel will challenge the winners at WrestleMania, which I'm going to go with the Usos for this one. Usos have brought a brilliant point on SmackDown. The fact that they've been there 9 years and they've pretty much been sidelined for every WrestleMania. The only appearances they've had are pre-show or in the Under the Giant Battle Royal, I think, which again that would have been on the pre-show as well. So that it's definitely their time to actually have a WrestleMania appearance, like a main show WrestleMania appearance. I'm going to go with the Usos for this one. Like I said, it's going to be a brilliant match because they always know how to do brilliant matches. They had their Hell in a Cell match, which was awesome. I think Battleground was the first time where it was a brilliant match. And then SummerSlam was great, which I think it was put on the pre-show, but it's still brilliant. No, I think Battleground was the pre-show. It was one of those two was the pre-show, but it was still like the best match of the night. Well, one of the best matches. Yeah, I've gone for the Usos to retain this one. They can go into WrestleMania. Bludgeon Brothers can go up for them because Bludgeon Brothers have been interrupting them for a bit. So that's sort of where it's building. And then we've got Bobby Roode defending his title against Randy Orton for the United States title. I'm a bit torn on this one because there's the whole point. The only title Randy Orton hasn't won is the United States title. Bobby Roode as US champion is a nice thing, but nothing's really happening with it. I could probably guess Jinder's going to get involved somehow. I don't think it will cost Bobby Roode. Like, Bobby Roode might retain, but I'm going to go with Randy Orton because it's the fact that he's never held the United States title. So I'm going to go Randy Orton for this one. And then rematch clause of WrestleMania, but Jinder's going to be involved. So I think it's going to be Randy versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal at WrestleMania for the US title. So I'm going to go Randy for the sake of this one. And then we've got the main event. So it started off as a triple threat. Then it became a 5-pack challenge. And now it's a 6-pack challenge. So it used to be AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. The whole point was Kevin and Sami not being able to trust each other. Or like trying to weasel their way into more title matches. Then Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler had matches against both Kevin and Sami, and if they won, they got added to the match. They ended up both winning. And then I think last week on SmackDown, or the week before, I think it was this last week, John Cena came back to SmackDown and says, I'm going to go for the WWE title, and I'm going to win it, become a 17-time champion, and I'm going to main event WrestleMania. Because it's literally John Cena's story from 3 years ago for WrestleMania 31 was he's not even been booked for WrestleMania. Like, he's got nothing to do, so he's basically desperate to try and get a match at WrestleMania. I almost forgot what he did at 31. I think he literally abused his way into his US title match with Rusev. But with this one, he was given a match against AJ Styles, and if he won, then he'd be able to challenge, which he did. So now it's a 6-pack challenge. Despite everything, I'm going to go AJ Styles to retain because everyone wants AJ and Shinsuke. We do not want, like, we do, in a way, we want Cena, AJ, and Shinsuke, but we don't want it at WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, we want AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and WWE best listen to that, because they've been known to ignore what the fans want, and that's when people sort of get driven off by the show. So, you know. Yeah, I've definitely gone for AJ Styles to retain this one, because we want AJ versus Shinsuke for WrestleMania 34. I feel like John Cena could insert himself in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That'd be a nice thing for him, I guess. Kevin and Sami Zayn, they're going to fall out over everything, so I feel like they'll have a match at WrestleMania. It's pretty much going to be Kevin Owens' story from last year as well, is because he's lost the title, or he's lost a chance to get the title, then he'll turn on his best friend and they'll have a match. I've got AJ Styles to retain the WWE title, Randy Orton to win the US title, the Usos to retain the tag title, Charlotte to retain the women's title, Shinsuke to win the singles match, and then Becky Lynch and Naomi to win their tag match. Let me know what your predictions are. I will hopefully, after getting a perfect record, I forgot I had this, I will hopefully be able to retain this. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I need to get 4, I think. They haven't mentioned a pre-show, so if one does magically show up, I'll just come up with a prediction there and then. But yeah, I need to get about maybe 3. I'll go with 3 or 4. If I get about half, that'll be alright. But let me know what you think of my predictions for Fastlane. Let me know what your predictions are for Fastlane, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!